foils infiltration attempts by terrorists to Mayda'a in Damascus countryside. ISIS terrorist organization announced killing the American hostage case who works for Syria relief organization. The Daily Telegraph states that a British surgeon joined Taliban in Pakistan. Good afternoon. The People's Assembly, chaired by Speaker Mohammed Jihad al-Laham, commemorated the 44th anniversary of the correction movement, which was led by late President Hafez al-Assad and which constituted a turning point in the march of development in the country. The Assembly Speaker said that the Syrian people and army were a strong front against the enemy's attempts to derail the achievements of the correction movement and are now fighting alongside their leadership against the terrorists who aim to destroy the country. Al-Laham pointed out that our mission today is to pack up all potentials in order to defeat the aggressors and to the occupying forces. We changed their names only. General Ali Abdullah Ayoub, Chief of Staff of the Syrian Arab Army and the Armed Forces, accompanied with a number of Syrian Arab Army officers, paid a field visit to the troops in Jabal al-Shaer in Homs's eastern countryside. General Ayoub was briefed in details by the field commanders on the combating operations which were carried out by the Syrian Arab Army against the terrorist groups in the area. General Ayoub praised the sacrifices made by the Syrian Arab Army along with the national defense units to get rid of the terrorists. The Chief of Staff also gave his directives to the combating units, emphasizing the importance of the national task they carry out to defend the country. Syrian Arab Army units killed many terrorists and destroyed their hideouts and weapons in several parts of the country. A military source said that the Syrian Arab Army killed many terrorists and destroyed their hideouts in Hama countryside. Other terrorists were killed and their weapons and vehicles were destroyed in Idlib countryside. The military source added that a Syrian Arab Army unit killed many terrorists and destroyed their vehicles in the vicinity of Al-Shaer gas field and around Jazal field in Homs countryside. Meanwhile, Syrian Arab Army units killed a number of terrorists and injured others in Aleppo and its countryside. Also in Daraa and its countryside, Syrian Arab Army units killed many terrorists and destroyed their hideouts and vehicles. Syrian Arab Army units eliminated a number of terrorists in a tight ambush during an attempt to infiltrate from Mayda'a in the eastern Ghouta towards El-Dumair town in Damascus countryside. Dozens of people in Douma of Damascus countryside protested against the armed terrorist groups, which had killed 8 civilians after looting their houses and properties. Local sources said that an element of Jaish al-Islam terrorist organization stormed a number of houses as well as food and medicine stores in the city and robbed them. They also kidnapped 2 citizens, took them into an unknown place, and killed a third one. As a result, many citizens took into the streets in more than one neighborhood, demanding the terrorists out of Douma. The sources added that the terrorists opened fire at the protesting citizens, killing 8 of them and injuring others. A mass graveyard of 40 bodies of Iraqi soldiers killed by ISIS has been discovered in Al-Hajj Ali village south of Mosul. On the other hand, the death toll of the terrorist blast that took place in Baghdad yesterday evening reached 85. One of the blasts claimed the lives of at least 7 people and injured 20 others. Moreover, an explosive device planted near a public cage house east of Baghdad claimed the life of 1 civilian and injured 9 others. The Daily Mail stated that the terrorist John Jallad that executed Western hostages by beheading them was injured in a U.S. raid on an Iraqi city near the Syrian borders. The newspaper reported the Speaker of the British Foreign Office as stating that the office had information asserting that he was killed, but it is still trying to verify it. According to the newspaper, the raid in which the terrorist was shot is the same one that injured Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS. Sunday Telegraph newspaper continues its campaign entitled Stop Funding Terrorists. The newspaper stated that the most important two financiers of Al-Qaeda are under Qatari protection, although they are on the blacklist issued by the U.S. The newspaper added that this raises doubts regarding Qatar's insisting that it doesn't support terrorist organizations, including the ones in Syria and Iraq. ISIS has said that it beheaded the American hostage Peter Kasich, who was abducted last December. Kasich is the fifth foreign hostage who has been beheaded by ISIS. Turkish media outlets have continued to unveil the corruption scandals of the president of the Turkish regime, Erdogan. The unveiling of these scandals came after Turkish newspapers have disclosed that Erdogan has ordered that a presidential palace be built with a $600 million cost. The newspaper have also disclosed that Erdogan's finance minister has followed his president's steps by building a small palace inside the courtyard of his ministry. In Tunisia, the competent authorities have detained 4 people in Baja City who are planning to travel to Syria to join ISIS. Tunisian Prime Minister Mehdi Jum'a has estimated the number of the Tunisians who are fighting along the terrorist organizations in Syria at 3,000. In the framework of suppressing the peaceful protests for reform, Al-Khalifah authorities carried out an arrest campaign against opposition protesters who were planning to make an opinion poll against the ruling regime, which coincided with the parliamentary elections that will be held next Saturday and is being boycotted by the Bahraini opposition. According to human rights sources, the Bahraini authorities imprisoned 11 women for a week in charges of working against the government in the elections day. With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Now to latest business and market news with Serena, but after a short break.